was Urban's message to you guys last week?
We're only answering football questions.
Thanks.
Did he talk at all about football when he talked to you?
Yeah, he talked about being 1-0. That was it.
Any extra motivation to wait for him?
All right, cool.
I'm sorry if you answered this earlier, but with having a new wide receivers coach, Brian Hartline, just what is your relationship with him right now? Because guys usually seem to have really good relationships with their position coaches in this program, and I was just wondering, you know, he's obviously been in the staff for about a year now. What's your guys' relationship with him?
It's great. I think it's a perfect coach-player relationship. Obviously, it's still building. It's going to continue to build throughout the season, but it's definitely strong. I said earlier that he's been in our shoes before. He's been in our roles, so it's easy for him to connect with us. It's easy for him to give us tools, you know, that we can develop now. So I mean, it's great.
It seems like from what we saw on the practice field, it seems like he was very hands-on with you guys, very high energy. Is there any guy that you might compare him to? Any assistant coach that you might compare him to in terms of energy, the way he coaches, anything like that?
No, I think he's definitely one of a kind. I don't think you can compare him to anyone. Like you said, obviously you've seen him being hands-on. He's a really good coach. You know, he's a coach that he wants you to do something, but he can go out there and show you how to do it. So he's one of a kind.
Parris, from a football standpoint, what are y'all going to miss without having Urban Meyer on the sidelines?
I mean, honestly, I just think his presence obviously just overwhelms a lot of people, whether that's being the opposing team or, you know, just having him in the locker room. I think he just has a presence. He's a leader, one of the greatest coaches of all time. I think that's what we'll miss. I mean, you can't put that into words, you know what I mean?
Any extra motivation to win those first 3 games for him?
Definitely. I think, you know, us being a man down, not having him here, you know, guys are missing him. Guys are excited to go out and play, and guys are excited to show what we have. And obviously, when he gets back, to have it on a good note when he gets back. So yeah, definitely.
Hey, Parris, I think the biggest thing that might have stood between you and you reaching your goals last year completely was ability to track downfield passes, go up and catch passes. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, definitely.
How does somebody work on going up and getting balls downfield?
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't gonna give away my secrets, but I definitely got some drills that I've been doing all season, even going into camp. So I think, I mean, that's just something that's going to have to show itself and prove itself, you know, come game 1 and other games.
How much did you think about that this offseason, though? Was that like was that like your thing in your head that you needed to do better?
Yeah, definitely. That was a big emphasis, probably #1 emphasis from me in my game. I mean, obviously, you know, no one's blinded, everyone can see that, but definitely it was a big emphasis.
You were listed. You averaged 36 yards a kickoff return last year, but they listed Demario McCall and I think Johnny Dixon as the top 2 return guys. Is that kind of a choice on your part to step back from that, or will you still see some action there, Parris?
You know, I really don't know until game 1, but right now Johnny Dixon is the starting returner, and I think I think that the coach is looking out for health reasons, just because of obviously my previous past. But I mean, whether it's Johnny or me, you know, I'm always ready to go back there. So.
How much have you seen Coach Hartline grow this month? Everybody's talking about you guys, but what have you seen just in him from growth as a coach standpoint?
He's a lot more comfortable than he was day 1. I think that's the #1 thing. He's just he's better at, you know, approaching the entire room, coaching everyone, every single person in the room, whether you're a walk-on or whether you're the best guy in the room. He does a really good job of that. You know, he doesn't let the little things slip. You know, he makes sure that we're on every single thing, and I think he's just becoming more comfortable in the role.
You mentioned his presence, because how big his presence was. Have you felt that absence during camp of him not being out on the field?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think just because, I mean, you have a guy like Coach Meyer, I mean, you're going to feel that being missed just because, you know, the type of guy he is, the type of coach he is. And I think you can ask anyone, you know, on our entire type of staff and team that you can feel it for sure.
Parris, Urban has always said he likes having an angry football team. How angry are you guys going into the start of this season?
Oh, I think we're very angry, just with all the adversity that we've been through, everything that's happened in the past. You know, us not having our head coach, us being a man down. I think it's a lot of variables that go into it. But I think we're also angry just for, you know, being great. You know, a desire to be great, a desire to be better than we were last year. So I think, you know, it's a lot of variables tailed into it, but, you know, we're ready.
Parris, coming back
2
to
more
your
questions
senior
for
year,
Parris.
obviously, you know, there were a lot of things there were some things you wanted to work on before you went to pros. Just how much does that mean to you that you now get to learn from a guy from this program who has had high success in the pros?
It's huge. You know, like I was saying, he's a coach that you know, since he's been in my shoes, since he's done what I've done, you know, if he wants me to do something, if he tells me something, a skill that I need to do, he can go on the field and actually show me, and I can see what it looks like. So, I mean, it's great, and you know, for him to have skills and for him to, you know, dominate at the next level. I mean, obviously, you know, it's easy to listen to a guy like that. So it's great.
So is it easier to communicate with a guy like that, you know, knowing that he's been through what you've been through, as opposed to just a coach that's, you know, just pretty much dominating coaching as opposed to actually on the field?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to buy into what they say because, I mean, like I said, they've done it, they've experienced it. So yeah.
Hey, Parris, Terry knew exactly how many balls he caught over the off season. I'm wondering if you had a number that you had tried to reach, whether you reached it, all that sort of thing.
We all had a goal of catching 10,000. I would say that probably close to about 6,000 to 7,000.
Yeah. Parris, how do you?
Last question.
I feel like you had a really good year that gave a glimpse of what you were capable of. Obviously, you had concussion issues and had a few drops at big moments. How do you analyze the way that you played, or you played last year, and what do you think are reasonable expectations in your mind of what you should be this year? Should you be one of the best receivers in the country this year?
I think I should. I mean, that's not me being cocky. That's not me being bold. I think I'm humbly saying that I should. Just with the skill set that I have. Honestly, if I can be honest with you, I think that I had an average to best year last year. Obviously, I showed, you know, like you said, I showed what I could do when the ball's on my hand. But if I want to be elite, if I want to be the best, then obviously I have to do a lot more. So
I'm sorry if this has been asked already, but how offended were you about that speed list? Like, was that a joke, or were you actually are you faster than the Ohio State guys that were on the list?
At first, it was offensive, but I mean, as it went on, it became a joke. But I mean, I know that's for you to decide if you think so.
We think so.
All right. I mean, I think so.
Mathematically faster than the people that put on the list.
I think so. Yeah. All right. I mean, those guys are track guys, so I mean.